Ted, thanks a lot for being here. My name's Gary Elliott, and we're going to talk a little bit about the very important function of the DJ in your ceremony. So, anything you want to say first?
Well, thanks for having me, first off, Gary. And yeah, I'm here to answer questions, give some advice, and try and de-stress the couple that have been putting this celebration together for a long time. Oftentimes I'm asked at wedding shows, what is the difference between an MC and a DJ? And those differences are huge. A DJ, basically, when you hire a lot of these guys here, they'll just play the music and they can maybe make an announcement here and there. But there's no planning as far as helping you with the ceremony itself, the timeline, everything from start to finish. And also zero as far as working with the other vendors, the venue itself, and handling any little situation that arises. And anybody who's been to a wedding knows situations do arise. How do you handle those professionally and quickly without any drama? It's such a major difference. The MC is the heart and soul of that show. Without bringing the attention to them, it's about the bride and groom, but it's also taking care of all the guests out there, where you can have somebody just play the music and that's that. I don't know, I think when you're planning the biggest party of your life, something that you've looked forward to for so many years, you've got to have somebody who knows what they're doing and speak to anybody at all levels properly and professionally.
And you've been doing this for how long?
I've been in theater, improv, and stand-up for more than a decade, so I've done a lot of live performances. And this here has been about 4 years now, almost 200 shows, corporate events and weddings. So I've really got it down as far as what works. And especially when it comes to working with the bride and putting together the whole timeline and the whole event as if it was the celebration of their dreams. And this is where I can kind of come in and say, I love what you've done here, but I would switch this, maybe take this and do this at the end, or get rid of this completely.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you've been doing it, so you've run into the stumbles. With an event like that, I would imagine that a little bit of consultation would want to sit with the bride and groom ahead of time. Is that true?
Oh yeah. The first meeting is them getting to know you, your personality, asking general questions. How long have you been doing it? What kind of equipment? Where have you worked? Asking opinions about venues that they're maybe considering. But it's really kind of a matchup. Do we work well? And is my personality going to work with the event they want? Once we've established that, and then we're going to be working together, then they can call me anytime for any kind of questions. Like we were thinking of having a game during our cocktail party, or maybe during the celebration itself. Okay, what kind of game? Basically, the timeline that they want to put together, most brides have never done it, and I've done a lot of it, so I can completely guide them in that direction. And even on my website, there's 3 samples from very simple to medium to extremely complicated timelines. And then I can help with all of that, answering questions and just iron out some of the little bugs that come up.
So what's the best way for somebody to get a hold of you to start this in motion?
Well, the company is called Sweet Sounds, and you can go onto the sweetsoundsdj.net, and right there you will have every bit of information you need. Phone number's on there too, and I'm a bit more old school. I like to be able to speak to somebody. I mean, you can text and tweet and email to your heart's content, but this is a very personable type of a service that I offer. And I really encourage a good one-on-one conversation. Even if you just want to ask me a few questions about the business and you never sign with me, that's fine. Give me a call, let's talk about it. Yeah. After working a number of the large wedding shows in Washington State, some of the questions that have been pretty much asked of me are, how do you choose an MC or a DJ? And the one thing I do is go for experience. I can't stress that enough. We've all been to weddings where there was neither a DJ or an MC and nobody knows what's happening. Nobody knows when the events are, the music's always got plenty of dead spaces between it, the guests are completely uninformed of what's happening, the guests end up working, family members, parents, everybody ends up sort of working the event. But if you're just going to take that time and hire somebody who really knows what they're doing, it'll alleviate all of those problems and you can sit there and enjoy your celebration and let somebody else take care of the hassles. The other thing is everybody's so overwhelmed. with there's so many services out there, I didn't know where to begin. Again, go with experience. When nothing else fails, take the experience over saving $300 or $400. Because again, that is the celebration of your lifetime. The biggest party you'll ever throw. Don't just trust it to some startup wannabe who's treating you as the next little bit of equipment that he'll buy. Last year, in 2015, I had 5 phone calls from 5 different venues asking if I could step in and save the bride and groom, who hired a DJ that backed out, all in less than a week's time. That's a very serious problem in my field and in the photography field. A lot of people can buy this equipment, but that doesn't mean they know how to use it. That doesn't mean they have the professionalism to go ahead and move forward and handle such an important event. So one of the things that when I'm meeting brides and grooms or their family at the wedding shows is, you're not cheesy, are you? And I know I'm not cheesy. I'm not. No bride ever asked for a cheesy MC, ever, in the history of weddings. But I think the biggest part is, at least I know I have a lot of personality, a big personality. But that personality is sort of fine-tuned for that particular bride and groom or that particular corporate event. So I can be off the charts, crazy, up and down all over the place. I can be in the middle where I've got some wonderful banter with the guests, bride and groom, or I can be very, very low-key. So the ability to do that, go from one end to the other, depending on what the bride and groom want, I think that's paramount as well. Especially up in this area where personalities are a little bit more on the low end, shall we say, the low key. There's not a lot of jubilant, off the cuff type of people up here who are always jokey or anything like that. So I think being able to just fine tune that for each event is definitely important.